welcome back. This is the GSL Code S Round of 16 final day. I am Artosis.
And I'm Wolf.
Yeah, you're Wolf.
I am. I'm here. Not the lone wolf today. That's tomorrow. Don't miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty exciting losers match because the two players we have here, it's hard to imagine them as being the losers, but I mean, when you have a player, a group of this many good players smushed in together in an arena, there have to be two losers. There just has to be. That's how it works.
Right. We can't have the round of 10 after this.
No, absolutely not.
Not even the round of 9. Not acceptable. It's going to be the round of 8 no matter what.
Yep. Barring some sort of disaster. I don't want people to think about that, but as you guys can see, if you're just tuning in, Lenok does advance 2-0 over Sulky and will be the first player out of this group.
Yeah, Sulky didn't play as well in that, I thought, but Lenok played pretty brilliantly. Even when he got behind, he fought back and did it.
Yeah.
Great job by Lenok. I mean, he's not a bad bet to take the season for anyone.
Yeah,
I bet that.
I think he's really on a roll, man. Yeah. I think he may make it to the finals this season. There's a very good chance. Now, defending champion Life here has something to say about that, though. He's up against Symbol, who is really a really strong symbol of hope, pun intended, for TSL right now, as he's one of the top players for them and has been in the individual league for a really long time.
Yeah, and he wants to join his friend and teammate Hyun in that round of 8 so badly. But he has to go through Life and Sulky to do that, and that's going to be ridiculously hard.
It's going to be pretty hard. I think most people would put Life as the advantage here, but even though people were saying he was one of the best ZB0s in the world, he finds himself in the losers match, and he's one best of 3 of finding himself out of this season.
Yeah.
I like his headset a lot, man. These Red Bull headsets are getting much better designed as time goes on.
They certainly are. All right, guys, the game is starting. We have Life going up against Symbol. And this is the GSL Code S with Artosis and Wolf.
Let's do this. Vegas.
The defending champion of Code S, can he do it again for the team Startail? Our yellow Zerg over here on the left side of the map, his ID is...
Startail Live!
Also missing out on that memo about 9 Overlord.
Yeah, people are really... Oh, he made his extractor too soon too, actually. He had to do a double cancel there. Yeah. His opponent, though, on the other side, makes his Overlord properly from the team TSL. He wants to join his teammate Hyun. He is...
GSL Symbol.
Okay, so I want to point something out, Wolf. This is actually really interesting that I noticed yesterday. DRG crushed his round of 32 group. Crushed it.
Yeah.
Looked so godly. Round of 16, last place of this group, didn't look very good. Same with Parting. Same with Yoda. Life crushed his round of 32 group. Looked so godly. Here he is in the loser match. Is this a trend?
It could be, man. It's kind of weird, but I mean, it certainly seems like a trend so far. Now, Life, did he lose 2-0 or did he lose 2-1? I wasn't able to. Okay.
Sulky just kind of whacked him upside the head, Wolf. It's kind of gross, actually.
No, let's see if that can change here. This is, again, Abyssal City, and we saw it last game as the first, or last series of the first map. And it's a really big map where if you get ahead, if you're the defender and you get a defensive advantage, you hold your third base, for example, or you get your tech out early, it's so hard for your opponent to actually attack you, especially at the third base. It's so far away, and I mean, creep spread and ZBZ is always kind of weird to talk about, but...
No. And, the thing is, it's going to be easy for you to have your creep spread from your natural to your third as opposed to your opponent attacking the third versus the natural, because if you look at like how long it takes an army to run from the third to a different ramp to get to the natural, it's so much longer than this easy like 4 tumor creep spread you could do. So you can definitely get that defender's advantage, even though everything is really, I mean, it's it's funny because we oftentimes look at this map and say, look, the third base is a little bit further away, so Zerg's going to do better against, a Protoss trying to take that third. It's going to be hard to defend, but in this situation, defensively against Zerg, the third base is not going to be bad to defend. It's like a weird...
No,
I'm sorry, guys.
Right.
StarCraft's a weird game. It's complicated.
You're so right, and that's why I feel maps like this still stick around, because even though in some matchups people don't like them or they feel a little bit weaker for certain races or there's certain styles that you get restricted to, it just changes the way all matchups are played. Something to think about on this map, I feel, is what if we see... Well, look at that. Life is actually going for this fast evolution chamber, just like Lenok.
Yeah.
So hold my thoughts on that.
Now, here's the thing, though. Is it going to be... He's getting his Zergling speed awfully early, so I feel like this might be...
This is something
could
different.
Be a carapace. It could be the +1 ranged. I don't think it's going to be +1 ranged. But it could be that carapace that I saw earlier. Let's see.
I think it may be carapace this time. He's got now the resources. Will he make it?
It is.
Yep.
Okay,
and
so
this is really great against banelings, of course.
And care to explain why, Wolf?
Because a baneling can't kill a ling in one shot if you have one +1 carapace.
All right.
Unless I'm mistaken,
no, because I was looking at it for different reasons. Because when I saw the +1 carapace going up, the player also teched rather quickly, and I was like, you know what this looks like to me is if they do any +1 roach shenanigans, you're going to do really well against that with your 3 hit lings instead of 2 hit lings.
Yeah.
As well as your lings are going to be used anyways in battles against other lings, and in ling versus ling, whether you have carapace or attack, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's the same type of advantage. So that carapace also is going to carry on into infestors, queens, roaches, everything. So
yeah, it infects every single unit. That's why it's a more expensive upgrade. And he is going for fast tech. You know, I've never seen someone actually try to use carapace to attack in the way I was describing. I had the idea, it materialized. Okay. So I'm not trying to talk about some specific build I've seen, but I thought, if you take an extra baneling hit to kill speedlings, you may be able to make your attack work a little bit better.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, if you send a ling on one baneling and then it blows up and you have just a red ling left, that's pretty great, actually.
And in fact, he's already gotten one of those type lings. He's going to get in here and see the tech. I can't believe that he allowed that to happen, considering he has a spine crawler there and everything. It's just so hard to defend, but even losing a drone or two there, wow. Okay, I guess that was just a ling dying that but I'm not crazy, I swear.
Yeah. No, I don't think you're crazy. Okay, so Life with this really quick carapace. Now, neither players try to take a third. They're both going for, roach tech onto base with layers. So the third base is going to be a little bit harder to hold in the early game with these lings and everything, and especially for Symbol because of that +1 carapace that was gotten so quickly.
Yeah, and the carapace even affects these drones that he's trying to kill right now.
Not just that, but it's going to help the roaches. Right now, look at the upgrades. We have, the +1 range attack a little bit quicker for Symbol, but will there be an engagement in the time between when his finishes and Life's finishes? Not too likely. And he'll have the +1 carapace, so he'll have 1-1 against just 1-0.
Yeah, he's killing a little bit here. I don't know if that was the best trade. In total, he gets just 3 workers there. But he gets some scouting information as well. Did he see the third base of his opponent with that group of lings? Can you check that for me? That's something I think would be really important.
He has not seen it, actually. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that he has nothing to see that at all, because we do have the Symbols Overlord looking over it. There's no real reason for him not to have it. I see how his Overlord spread is very good, though. It's like watching for counterattacks more than for third bases.
Yep, and this group of lings is going to check for that third. While the roaches are out of position, this is a perfect time for him to do this. He saw the roaches walking across the map. He says, I've got an opportunity here, and I'm going to take it. He attacks the hatchery. The health's getting low, and these roaches feel a little bit awkward now. He's definitely going to force a cancel. There's no way.
Wow, and that is so strong. Now, the roaches of Symbol are going down south, trying to do the same to Life. Will Life allow that to happen? Oh my god, he came really close to getting that, but will this actually occur here? That's a decent little group of roaches with speed.
The Life roaches are a little bit trapped. The +1 carapace, though, is really going to help. And that queen was trying to get an Overlord, and was it worth it? I guess not for her. The upgrades are going to be way better here for Life, though, in the first engagement, because it's going to be 1-1 against just +1. The Ling group that's to the north could actually get this hatchery again. There's not enough units nearby, I feel. Does he have a baneling there? I don't think so. No, he's got a few roaches, though. Minimap was misleading.
The minimap was, in fact, misleading. I will agree with you on
It
that.
looked like there was just an Overlord next to it.
And we do have still trying to get something done with these Lings, and you know they do have that +1 carapace, so they live a little bit more. You see a couple of those Lings, he actually killed some extra drones here because of that +1 carapace.
Yeah.
He would have only gotten in 3 Zerglings if it wasn't for that +1 carapace instead of 5. So I'm actually really liking this little metagame shift that we're seeing in ZVZ.
it's an investment that's well returned. It affects every single one of your ground units, from
And over
queens to
time.
Lings to
The fact that it's still mattering, once those roaches have that +2, they still get past. It's like, wow, that's great.
He wants to take out this Overlord. He better not use a fungal.
He better not.
I don't think he's even going to get it.
Yeah,
actually.
I don't think so.
Well, if he micros those, he may get it. But either way, he wants to hit this third. He wants to hit this third, and I think that Symbol may just simply have too much. He's also about to have +2, which is something that Life does not have. He really wants to get these Overlords.
Yeah, he's really thrown up a lot.
He's got a speed advantage here, though. That's Overlord wishes he wasn't spreading the creep now.
Yeah, I bet he does. Now, Life is trying to do something here, but I'm a little bit nervous for him, too. Look at this. These Lings running in. He is just non-stop with these things, and that's going to help a lot because now something has to go up there to help. That's too many Lings.
Oh, this is so huge. Getting the queen. That limits the larva production so much, and he's even going to get some drones here as well.
Yeah, how many units do you send up against this? Because you know his army is at your doorstep. This is a good move by Life.
So positional here, what he's doing right now.
Oh, my
Look at that. Overseer Grant's vision. He hits those roaches. Uh-oh, he may find himself a little bit trapped, though. Oh, that Fester saves it.
So,
One
so
hit
close.
point, literally. That was insane.
Said figuratively.
Yeah, if you saw the one and you thought you were crazy, you'd be
not.
feeling how I was feeling a few minutes ago when I thought that you thought I was crazy. But either way, this attack is still really scary. Symbol needs to position his units, and he actually lets him walk into that choke point. I can't believe it. This is exactly what Life wants, but he backs out. He says, this is too risky. I don't want to chance it here.
And he actually loses a high energy infestor. A little bit of a mismanagement there. As far as their units go right now, Life has 8 infestors against 3, even after losing that 1 infestor for free. So that's a big deal. Symbol has a lot more roaches, but the further we get into this game, the less that roach difference matters.
Exactly.
You want to get the infestors early, the roach late, because the infestors gain more energy.
He just grabs these. He can actually take out 2 of the infestors, but his infestors get grabbed, and this is even more important. He decides to commit because he wants to try to save them. A great choice here to drop all these infested Terrans because he's going to lose the infestors no matter what. But this is going to be a great trade for Symbol. He's got him surrounded now.
Oh, perfect surface area here for Symbol. He is killing through here. Beautiful fungals, everything working out for him, and Symbol is going to take a nice fat lead.
You know, right before this battle happened, I was actually going to comment that I felt Life was playing the map better than Symbol was because, oh, here we go again. He actually grabs onto some of these drones in the main base. But he was playing the map better than his opponent in that he kept his roach count low and he scared his opponent. He was attacking constantly, forcing his opponent to make roaches. And if he ever had to run away, the long map distance actually gives him enough time to defend. He's got a faster 4th base. But attacking there, he overextended. He was trying to scare his opponent a little bit too much, trying to get a little bit too greedy with those fungals. And now he's paying for it. Symbol actually may be able to kill his hatchery to the south. He's got a nice zone here with his roaches and his infestors.
Yeah, Symbol should be able to take out this hatchery. Easy
Just
peasy.
snipe it and then get out.
Yeah, he does need to get out because he is too close to his opponent's area. I mean, Life still has a pretty sick economy. This base wasn't even mining, so he's still reproducing. He knows that their supplies have to be somewhat close as far as army goes. So he's got to back up here, and in fact he does.
Life makes the tough choice to let the hatchery go, too. It's so tempting when you have that many infestors to try to actually change the tide of battle, but he says, no, I'm going to let it go. Like you said, I haven't even been mining on this hatchery. He doesn't have a 4th base up just yet. I'm okay to just let this hatchery go. I don't want to try to take a fight. I may lose. Tough choice, but sometimes you got to make tough choices in StarCraft.
That's what the game is, right? A bunch of tough choices.
Both of these players are loving this Overlord pickoff with the Infested Terrans, and I guess it's been working out. It doesn't seem like 2 Infested Terrans would work, but it does.
I'll do 50 energy for 100 minerals when I'm playing passively. Absolutely, every day, every time. Right now, as far as the drones go, we actually have a big drone lead by 12 for Life, but notice that Symbol has less drones and more supply, so his army definitely superior right now, even though he's 3 infestors behind.
Yeah, and Life though, if he gets those key fungals, it's all going to be about positioning right now. And Life is just the aggressor in this game. He's always got Symbol on the back foot. Minus the time he lost his hatchery to the south, Symbol does not feel comfortable taking his hatchery, whereas Life is not only taking hatchery, but he's walked all the way across the map with infestors and roaches because he feels he's got the better position.
Well, he needs to continue to keep on at least a little bit of this aggression. It doesn't have to be real even. He needs to threaten it, though, because
yeah, just like this.
Symbol's going for a lot of Hydras now. And when they go for Hydras, you have to outmaneuver them until you get your own Hydras or gain a different advantage.
Exactly. If your opponent has that Hydra advantage and you can't zone them out with infestors, you have to trade and keep your opponent off your base so you can use that economy to actually get your own Hydralisk out after losing that supply. And that's kind of what happens in mirror matchups from time to time, especially ZVZ. When you're both maxed, how do you switch your composition? You have to take fights that you don't want to and hope that you can get away with still the backbone of your army, but then get those Hydralisks out. It's very difficult.
And yeah, I mean, this is how you win the straight-up battle, is by adding in those Hydras. But again, Life is super mobile right now, so we'll see what he can do with that. Thing is, well, Life has 8 more roaches, but he has 1 less infestor, and there are 10 Hydras out. So really what he has is the economical advantage, and we're going to a base trade scenario.
It looks like it. They're definitely going to trade here. A few infestors back home for Symbol, but it looks like Life is not so lucky. He does not have any infestors at the top of his ramp. That's one thing. He needs to get those fungals off, though. That was the most important part, and he botched it.
Yeah, you have to constantly fungal on the ramp in a situation like this. He does throw out a lot of infested Terrans, but I don't know that that's exactly going to matter. In the meantime, Symbol hitting him all over the place.
Yeah, great split of his units, an insanely efficient one. So he's basically hitting every single angle right now.
Well, right now, the thing that Life is doing really well, even though he's used up a lot of his energy and Symbol looks to be winning this, Life is making 11 spine crawlers down in the bottom center. So that's something that can help him in this space trade scenario if they can finish up.
Yeah, he needs to get some infestors home as well. I'd like to see it. I think he's actually sending those across right now.
I believe he should be. Yeah, he's going back to his spines. If he can kill off all the hatches of his opponent, then he's good to go. He just needs to sit at his spine crawlers and try to win. But here we go.
Look at this. It's just a second too late. It's just a second too late. Maybe he can target down the hatch, but he's not going to kill those spines, and he doesn't even target the hatch.
With all these roaches sitting in here. Oh, he's got to back up those roaches, though. You don't want to take this engagement.
He needs to pull him back. He's actually losing too much, but the infestors are coming in from the side. He drops some infested Terrans, and Symbol says, I got to get out of here. This game is getting pretty close.
It is, but there's nothing left for Symbol. Oh, look at this. A lot of infested Terrans. Well, you know what? There's still some hope for Symbol here.
Yeah.
If he can clean this up,
he
still
sneaks
have some
out.
buildings left. Let's take a look at the infestor count. 15 for Life, 13 for Symbol, 5 drones against 4. Yeah. Wow. 26 roaches against 20. So,
but what
it's very close.
Look at this.
I've never seen this.
If either player only knew, are they going to figure it out?
They should be able to actually figure that out.
The movement here seems clear, but that was game ending if either one of those got fungled.
Yeah, if Life popped up and just started fungling, the game ends. Absolutely.
Now, one thing that I don't know why I said Lenok there, Symbol has a big problem of is he just has no mining, and that's something that Life can continue to do. That hatchery that Symbol is making to the north, will he ever be able to use that? He better hope that Life doesn't find it.
Oh, we got to have some fungal growths going down right now. He's actually just got to kill off this army of Symbols. This is very important to trade energy for army in a situation like this.
Yes,
it's exactly how you
so
win.
well.
Yeah, that was well done. But he's coming up. Oh my God, these infestors are really low on energy. He doesn't have enough on these infestors.
He's just going to run away on creep.
He's going to fungal. He's going to fungal.
Oh, he fungals him. This is what he needs.
This is exactly what he needs. And does he get enough fungals off? He's going to kill off almost every infestor of Life.
Yeah, and now the problem though becomes Life still has a group of roaches in the middle of the map, and he's going to find these hatcheries. And now that these infestors of Symbol are getting really low on energy, he can't really defend his bases anymore. The hatcheries have a lot of hit points on the map, but he's going to lose one of them right away here. He won't be able to save that one. There's 2 other hatcheries going down, and those are his lifelines. In fact, I think those are his only buildings left. I can't find anything else since he killed that infestation pit.
Well, his lifelines are being killed by Life's lines of roaches.
Yes.
Symbol is almost out of here, man. If he just had any energy, I mean, it was really nice to take out the infestors of his opponent. He had to do it because a situation came up, but Symbol has 2 drones against 12. I mean, there's a huge army still out there for Life, even though he's got the infestor lead.
Yeah, the infestors can't kill the spines. He'll never be able to kill those. And this group of roaches, he should be able to kill this first group on the left side, but the one on the right side
Look at that, he surrounds the roaches. He needs a fungal. He doesn't. Oh, okay. He actually has a
He's
overseer.
going to fight with these roaches. I think he should just run away. Yeah, there he goes.
Dude, when he actually threw up the eggs and surrounded those so they couldn't run, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because he doesn't want to, he can't fungal because he reveals his infestors if he pops up like that.
No.
And all he has to do is kill his hatchery. He's going to target it here.
This is it. Symbol is on the ropes. He is done.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do. Those infestors can't fight on their own. They don't have enough energy, and he's just going to lose the hatch. The last drone falls. Life has a ton of mining. He's got the roach for GG. Well, that game was pretty crazy there at the end. I think Life played the map better than Symbol did in the end.
I did too. And you know what? I feel like that game would not have been quite as close if it weren't for Symbol's magnificent fungal growth on those infestors when they were near his ramp.
Yeah.
That forced Life into engagement he did not want. It took the infestor advantage that he had and made it equal with Symbol. And that was an important moment because Symbol is one of these Zergs that will, at the drop of a hat, go into a lot of roaches and hydras and just won't have as many infestors.
Yeah, you're so right. In the end of the game, in a normal scenario, you want to be the one with the infestors, but because he made those spine crawlers, which is something that Symbol did not do, infestors can fight anything on the map except spine crawlers, basically, unless you have basically a 2-to-1 ratio of infestors to spines. Yeah, and then you have enough infested Terrans if you have the upgrades.
And that was that was 11 spines, I believe it was.
Something like that.
So yeah, he didn't have the firepower. You'd have to wait for all your stuff to be full to even to do that. So Symbol right now, he knows that, I mean, here he is in the round of 16, but he's one game from falling out into Code A.
Yeah.
How brutal is that?
It's pretty brutal. Both TSL coaches are sitting on the bench looking a little bit stressed out. They're going to leave him to his own devices there in the booth, though, not want to go in there and stress him out when he's down a game. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. When you're in the losers match, and you know you're one game away from being out of the GSL, falling down to Code A, the last thing you want is your coach go in there and say, man, I know you can do it. That's the last thing you want. You want to sit there in your booth and psych yourself up. Symbol's got a lot of experience. I don't think he needs their help.
All right, well, I was theory crafting before about what map would be picked why by what player. So we have Symbol choosing Entombed Valley. Well, I think this one's a little bit more obvious than some map choices from some players. Symbol's more of a macro Zerg. He wants to actually get up a big Roach Hydra Infestor army, and Tomb's a good map for it.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's a bit smaller. It's one of the smaller maps we have in the pool actually these days.
And you have just those 2 ramps that you can defend relatively easily.
Super easy to take that third base. Once you kill the rocks, you look, you look fine there.
You have to watch out though if they start drawing you from side to side and fungal you while you go through that.
In that choke point, oh wow.
Yeah, the Colossus Death Hall. Yeah.
There needs to be a name for that choke point, man. We need to name it. But anyways, we're going into game.
Let's name it Kaldor. I miss him.
I miss him too. Game number 2 between Life and Symbol coming up next.